It is Streamer's Log. Stardate 263764.5313 TOS stardate. Wow, it has been a month or two since I've tried to stream. I did a Delta recruit, couldn't finish it, couldn't work on it. Life kept getting in the way. I feel more confident that maybe my life will allow for more streaming. A lot has happened, and I won't go into too much detail. I know I said I was going to do this about an hour or so ago, but an hour or so ago I just got home and I got fed and I had to eat dinner and stuff like that. So anyway, here we are now, and the TOS recruits are going on, or as they're more commonly referred to as Temporal Agents, agents of yesterday, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, fun on a bun. So, anywho, I said I was going to remake Lucille as a TOS Starfleet officer, and that's what I meant. I'm going to make her a human. Although the Vulcans offer psionic capabilities, I'm going to make her a human. And on top of that, I want to make her a science officer. I'm used to playing sciences, and I'm used to their abilities. For those of you who don't know, who haven't played this game, there are 3 job classes. There's engineering, science, and tactical. I'm going to go briefly through those right now. Engineering are your clerics, or your white mages, or your healers. Super supportive. Your science officers will come back to, because they're my favorite. Up next, as you see at the bottom there, below sciences, is tactical. They're your barbarians, your knights, and to a certain degree, your paladins. They're focused on DPS. So, engineering is focused on keeping you alive to a certain degree, and, tactical is DPS. Science officers are sort of kind of a combination of the two, but they're their own thing. I consider them black mages, or, and this is a big word, or bards, if you play D&D. So those are your 3 job classes that you're going to have right out the gate. Well, those are the only 3 job classes you have. They call them careers. I call them job classes because, I played an enormous amount of Final Fantasy. Well, you don't know. But I've played, Final Fantasy a lot. Not Final Fantasy 14 MMO. I'm talking about Final Fantasy in general. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and, move past that, and we'll go back to this game here, circle back around. So here is Lucille. She's our human science officer. I forgot to mention what the difference between the species were. Give me 1 second. Let me go back. So, humans, Andorians, Tellarites, and Vulcans. Even if you have a lifetime membership, those are always going to be your 4 choices when it comes to 23rd century characters. Or, let me rephrase that. TOS 1960s characters. Let's see, let's start at the bottom. Vulcans have psionic capabilities. They can control an enemy with a specific ground trait. We'll get into traits here a little bit later. Then we've got our Tellarites, who are the pig-looking people. If you've ever seen any Star Trek, you might have seen them at some point. They're few and far between. Then we got the blue-skinned creatures known as Andorians. Let me go ahead and pull them up for you. Let's go take a look at the Tellarites right quick. Tellarites are argumentative in the series, and to a certain degree in the game as well. But they're often listed as they make excellent engineers. In the gaming terms itself, I disagree with that. I'm not saying they don't make good engineers. I'm not saying that, but you can be whatever species you want to. But for me, the best engineers are Talaxians, given their traits that they have on tap. Up next, you got the Andorians. They're the ice people. They're combative. Tellarites are more about verbal debate and stuff, whereas Andorians are more like Klingons to a certain degree, but they're not as aggressive as Klingons. They're a bit more strategic and more tactical than I say a Klingon would be, in my opinion. They live on an ice planet. They've got little antenna at the top of their heads, and so you can see an Andorian there. There is a subclass of Andorians known as Enar, who are the genetic offshoots of Andorians, and they have telepathic powers, but they're not a playable species in the game, period. No matter what era you choose or what faction or sub-faction you choose. And then finally, you've got the 23rd century humans, or just humans. Humans have a starship trait that's unique to them. About 90% to 99% of all humans in the game will have this trait. It's called leadership. It basically helps you to heal faster, both in and out of combat. So it's a really good trait to have. So if you're thinking strategically and tactically, as opposed to what you're going to have the most fun with being, then humans are your choice. But if you're choosing whatever you want is going to be more fun for you, make whatever species you want, choose whatever faction you want, and just enjoy the game. That's ultimately the goal here. So we're going to choose a human. We're going to make her a science officer. Now, back to the science officers. As I said before, they're sort of the bridge between engineers and tactical when it comes to abilities and stuff. The cool thing about science officers is when you're in combat, you can create photonic duplicates of your ship, holographic duplicates. So you're basically like a spellcaster. You're casting a summoning spell to have creatures to fight on your behalf in space, and to a certain degree on the ground. There are other universal abilities and stuff that we'll get into later in this series that offer duplicates on the ground and stuff to help you fight, combat pets, as we'll call them, which is what the game calls them, actually, to a certain degree. So there's your Starfleet officer. Human. Let's go take a look at her. The cool thing about Star Trek Online is you can change your appearance at a later time. There are two things you cannot change at a later time: your species and your job class, or your career, for the more technical savvy and oriented. But as I call them, we're going to continue to call them job classes, because that's what I refer to them most often. You cannot change those post this character development screen. Once you have it set, it's set in stone. You'll either have to delete the character, create a new one, or just live with it and learn to make the best of it. So be careful what you want to choose. Don't choose something that everyone else is choosing, but choose something you're going to enjoy. And I enjoy being the sciences. Vast majority of my characters are sciences. There may be like 5 that aren't. And the rest are. So I've got 3 engineers, I think 2 tactical. I don't know. I'll have to go through and do the math on that later, but that's neither here nor there. So let's go ahead and do her hair next. And as you can see, there's a bit of a delay. Well, it's more than a bit of a delay. It's quite a significant delay. Let's choose her hair. I want to choose something that Lucille would have. French twist makes you invisible, so we're definitely not going to choose that. So right now we're just choosing the hairstyle. There's your Karen. That's Karen 1, and there's a second Karen in here. We'll call that Karen 2. This one is just messed up. Old man meets young woman. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Don't ask. There's the Berman from Star Trek Discovery. There's Pseudo Karen. Karen 3. Yeah, there are a lot of Karen hairstyles in this game, looking at it. Some species have access to only certain... will have more or less hairstyles. Some of them have even unique hairstyles, but the humans and the aliens... when I say alien, I'm talking not like Vulcans. I'm talking about alien in the true sense and the definition of what this game calls it. Aliens are just general catch-all for anything that wasn't, hasn't been created as of yet. When I say as of yet, I mean they could go in and add more species later. Like they've added the Remans in, they've added the Cardassians in, and even the Jem'Hadar. Because an alien Jem'Hadar, if you've ever seen one, looks horrendous. It's almost the stuff of nightmares. So definitely you're going to want to avoid that and just create a Jem'Hadar straight up. Plus there are a lot of bonuses to creating a Jem'Hadar and playing a Jem'Hadar. If you've been playing the game, you know it pretty good inside and out, then you're definitely going to want to create a Jem'Hadar soldier and use that. But if you're moving from one platform to another, or rather should I say from PC to console, I would suggest you go back through and reorient yourself with the console controls. I tried to play this on PC, and I discovered I could not do it. I just don't have the hand-eye coordination. Because here's what's happening. You're having to activate all your abilities manually. We'll get into auto-execution here. Not only are you having to use your abilities, which are basically like your spells for the Final Fantasy players, you're also having to go through and dodge weapons, target your opponent, fire your weapons manually, and hope and pray you don't get hit when you try to dodge, which happens more often. Even on console, it's still going to happen. It's unavoidable. But it's just, there's just too much going on for me, especially. Let me go ahead and look that up. Lucille Ball eye color.
Blue eyes.
Thank you.
According to Pinterest.
She has blue eyes. Okay. So, yeah, aliens have a much broader range of eye color, just FYI. Humans have a specific palette. Even liberated Borg humans have a much broader palette than the standard Vulcans, the standard humans do, but still, they are still limited. We're not going to create a liberated Borg because their Borg were not a thing in the 23rd century. They sort of were for the 22nd century, but they weren't talked about at all. So there's Lucille, there's her hair color. And this is just... Now she's blonde? Okay, no, that's not right. She's a redhead. Now she's got blonde hair all of a sudden. Oh, wow, that's strawberry blonde right there. That's kind of cool, actually. Ponytail version 2, strawberry blonde. But she wasn't a strawberry blonde. She's a redhead just like me. If anything, we could arguably call ourselves cherry blonde and be okay. That's more of a brunette, almost auburn, I'd have to say. Oh, there it is again. There's the Elsa hairstyle. I don't think you can get that on the Andorians. If you're going to create an Elsa character, I recommend doing Andorian. Shaved. There's my gal, Tilly's hair. Yeah, she was pretty cool. The characters in Discovery are amazing characters. They're just not doing enough. The writing, in my opinion, isn't good enough. It's not as deep as it could be. And I feel like with Picard, however, because Patrick Stewart is at the helm, he's holding it up to a much higher standard. Give me 1 second. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. So, yeah. Ooh, shaved hawk? No, that does not look good. Short. A little less Karen-y, but you can still see the Karen. There's another Karen. Like I said, a lot of Karen hairstyles in this game. More than I realize. Oh my gosh, we can cycle through the hairs without slowing down. That is literally the fastest this game has been, what you just saw right there. I do kind of like that one. But we'll skip it. Because... Top knot. Oh, that's Hare Krishna. And there's the woven. I kind of feel like that this would be a much better hairstyle choice, because this was actually a style back in the day. And we just can't get her iconic hairstyle. This is about the closest we're going to get to her iconic Lucy hairstyle, honestly. She's had other hairstyles, and I'm looking at her pictures right now. It's kind of an updo, short kind of thing. But they don't offer that in this game, which they, in theory, should, because she is the mother, the godmother of all Star Trek. And her updo is just not available. So this is the closest we're going to get, which is what I was trying to get earlier. And I know I saw it, and for some reason it just didn't take. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, whatevs. Yeah, I think that's the more Nordic look. Okay. Irish, Nordic, Scottish, European is what I was trying to go for. Okay, body, I don't know, shoulder shrug. Sciences. Simple shirt, no. Should we give her a nurse's outfit or Starfleet? Oh, we're not going to give her the ripped. Let's give her the nurse's outfit. I like that one a bit better. Hold on, what did we have there before? Oh yeah. So okay, so you remember I said that sciences were the bards or the magicians or the spell slingers. That's true, but also, well, I forgot where I was going with this. They also have ground healing abilities. That's where I was going with this. They do offer a couple of abilities on the ground that allows them to heal party members at a much faster pace than what engineers do. Engineers put down these units, these generators that regenerate health. And that's fine, that's their thing. But science officers do it instantly. They're a one and done deal. Whatever you get after their first pass is what you get. There's Enterprise Temporal. And because she's a Temporal Agent, we're going to give her a Temporal badge signature. Right there. Oh, that's a paid thing. Okay, so before we go any further, while I'm going through and making sure all my I's are dotted and T's are crossed here, making sure that, you know, the skirt color is the same as the top color, I should point out that there were a few restrictions with this character, just like there was the last time, 2 times I created her. I can't use any paid items unless they are provided to me by another player, preferably on camera or during the stream, but just in general. Okay? And I always thank the person, whomever gave it to us. Second thing is, I can't use any event items that are not available to a player as of right now. So from now until the time these streams are done, if that point is ever reached, I can use event items, but I cannot go back and use previously unavailable event items to a certain degree. They have to be able to be attained by anyone, okay? So those are the 2 rules to this live stream. And right now we've got the Temporal Recruits going on. So that's one event that's going on, and they've changed a lot of it. Some of it is quite annoying, but not all of it. They've really weakened their characters their events. Not the Klingon recruit, but the Delta recruits. Maybe not the Gamma recruits, because they were never set up a certain way. I'll show you what I mean once she becomes a temporal recruit. Or a temporal agent. Lucille. Done. So she's Lieutenant Lucille. Okay. Put that in there. Lucille. Done. Ball. Done. Oh, we don't have makeup on her. We gotta get that makeup on. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. So we'll just re-enter that information here in just a minute. We're gonna wait for the system to catch up to us because the servers have to relay the information and update. The shards have to go off and whatever else needs to happen has to happen. Okay, I totally forgot about her makeup. Let's give her a picture. Okay, so she's got ruby red lips. Okay. Eyes, humanoid. And that's annoying that when it comes to the lips and the eyes, you have to pick one or the other. And you can't color coordinate and have two different colors around, one for the eyes and one for the lips. I wish they had done that, you know? That way you could have like green eyeshadow with red lipstick and that would have been cool. Unfortunately, such is not the case. So we'll just give her red lips, and that shadowy look that's happening around our eyes, yeah. That's just going to stay there because that's just natural from the programming aspect and stuff. Okay, so now we got her makeup on. Her name is still there. If you want to change her name later, you can, and that's the captain's name. You have to pay for that. So think of this captain's name as your gamer tag, at least in game, and then your formal name, which is optional, is your character's name. But this is what people are going to see when you run around in social arenas. They're going to see the captain's name. And let's give her ship's, well, yeah, let's give her birthplace. Jamestown. We'll call her ship the USS Jamestown. That seems appropriate. And we're going to hit engage. So we just blew through 30 minutes there. We're going to try and do as much as we possibly can. It's basically informing us that we can't skip the tutorial because there's an event going on. And that's that.
Captain's log, stardate 6147.4. We're orbiting planet Taurus 2, in the Murasaki 312 nebula. Our orders: investigate the disappearance of a science vessel in this area. Search and rescue operations are about to commence.
All right.
People you can interact with have icons above their heads. Press the X button to talk with them.
Let's see if she's going to say anything else. No. Okay. Good. So right now, we got the TOS recruitment drive going on. There's our, our view screen. It looks very static, almost like it's a painting, unlike what it does in the series. There are going to be a lot of Star Trek TOS references in the TOS missions. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can pull them up right now. Yep, see that? All of that. These are all the missions you're going to do for the TOS. There are other TOS missions that you can unlock later. And we'll continue to make TOS references. They're under the Temporal Agent or something about yesterday's war, or something like that. But so anyway, let's go over this screen really quickly. So right here, these are all your episodes, or as they're more commonly referred to as missions. I call them episodes because you get the mission title whenever you start each mission, like when you warp into the sector or whatever. So I call those episodes. And then these are, well, I guess you could... story arcs would be a better description for it. And right now, we've only got these because we're TOS and we're stuck in the 23rd century. Now, what's cool is, if you have bought certain items or unlocked certain items, you can reclaim them from the dilithium store. I'll go over it in much more detail in the future, but for right now, I just wanted to show you something right quick. I've been playing this game since 2016. I've unlocked pretty much every event item that's ever been in the game. So a lot of these are event items here. I can't use that. I can't use that. I can no, I can't use that. Can't use that. Can't use... I might be able to use that. I can definitely use that. Might be able to use that. Can't use... may be able to use that. Definitely can use. Definitely can use. Can't use. Definite. Possibly. And these items down here I cannot use in our stream with the rules that I have set up. Can't use that. Definitely can't use that. That's free for everyone, so I can use that. Can't use those. May be able to. May be able to use that. Yeah, I can use the hyper impulse engines. The submachine gun, no. The defense satellite, no. Energy torpedo, no. Antimatter weapons, maybe. And that brings us back to the Furadon, which is now behind a paywall.
Lieutenant, we've located the wreckage of a crashed ship down there. We need to get boots on the ground. Find out what's going on. Take a landing party down to the surface. Assess the situation and look for survivors.
We'll be beaming down immediately, sir.
So fast. Can't use the transporters due to atmospheric interference. We'll need to take a shuttlecraft down. Use the sensors to locate a safe landing site.
Sounds good to me, sir. Sorry, I know that was the wrong dialogue. I was sort of ad-libbing, but I'll try to do better in the future. That turbo lift is offline. Oh, I need to go check the sensors. There we go. So this is the actual classic 1960s Enterprise bridge.
Did you find a suitable landing area?
Yes, sir. There's a good size clearing close to the crash site.
Excellent. I've assigned Ensign Mears to your landing party. She's been to Taurus 2 before. Her insight will be quite valuable. Meet up with her and the others in the shuttle bay. Don't forget to grab a phaser in the armory on your way. From what I've read in Jim Kirk's report, Taurus 2 can get a little rough.
Aye, sir. On my way down. least that's what I think was said. I don't know. I'm half paying attention because I've done this like 80 times already.
Ensign Tarsi, reporting for duty. The captain's asked me to make sure you get back in one piece, and I intend to do just that. Let's see. M-class planet? Barely. The Tarians are big, primitive, and quick to anger. I keep my phaser handy if I were you. Speaking of which, if you want to follow me to the armory, we can make sure your phaser is properly calibrated.
Okay.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective.
And it's automatically equipped even though you don't see the icon in the bottom right. So quickly, I'm just going to go over console information. Starting in the upper left, going counterclockwise. Upper left is the chat box. That's for in-game chat only. Anytime you can chat anywhere for whatever room or area you're in. Anytime you transfer to a new map, you'll get the chat box will still remain, but you'll get new options in that chat as to whom you can speak with. Bottom left hand corner is your character name and your life stats, which is your blue bar for shields and green bar for life points. The bottom right, you've got Blaster 1, Blaster 2, and then Palm Strike. So you've got your combat options. Then L1 wheel for certain abilities, and then your auxiliary abilities are right in here. You'll get more of these as the game progresses. These will be in constantly changing as the game progresses. So there's that. Your hands for hand-to-hand combat, which you won't do a lot of melee. It is Star Trek after all.
Good job, Lieutenant. That should be enough, unless you want more practice.
No, thank you. We'll be moving on. Yep. Alright. Oh, wrong door. So sometimes you have to pull up your menu or your map, I should say. Now the cool thing about the TOS era, as opposed to the TNG era, is these are here way too early. Well, that's an interesting glitch. As I was saying, TOS era, anytime you craft a weapon or anytime you craft certain equipment, whether it be weapon or your ship technology, when I say ship technology, I'm talking about these items down here, or your consoles to a certain degree, well, not so much consoles, but your ship technology and your ship weapons, as well as your personal weapons, will all have a TOS look to them.
Ensign Mears, reporting is ordered. I'm ready when you are. Though I can't say I'm happy to see Taurus 2 again. I was one of the so-called Galileo 7, a science team sent to study the Murasaki effect. Our shuttle crashed on Taurus 2. Not all of us made it back to the Enterprise alive.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. You can see why I'm reluctant to return to such a place.
I do, but you're the only one on board with local experience. Your insight will be invaluable.
Yes, of course you're right, Lieutenant. I am a Starfleet officer, and I will perform my duties. You can count on me.
I never doubted it for a second. Alrighty. We are ready to depart aboard the shuttlecraft. There was Mr. Spock himself, Leonard Nimoy, to congratulate our level increase. Now notice the shuttlecraft is called Copernicus. In the original series episode, what this was taken from, it was actually, there was a shuttlecraft, it was called Galileo, which was also the name of the episode too, just FYI. Back in the day when the TOS faction first came available, they tried to, or they not only tried, but they succeeded in putting up a faux grainy effect to make you think you were watching it on CTR or CRT type television screens, kind of to recapture the feeling of it. But as you can see right now, or maybe you really can't, but I can, everything is back in HD. No, wait, there's the graininess. Okay, now you can see it. Now there's the graininess. So it's barely there. Kind of around the edges. It just looked better back in the day. Nope. There's the graininess. Okay, I'm seeing it now. They sort of do, but it also still looks HD like a video game.
It's just as grim as I would write.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip over a lot of her dialogue options because tick-tock goes the clock.
Your mini-map shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the mini-map if you are far away from your objective.
Huh, interesting. Constitution-class starship has crashed into the planet. You're gonna be picking up its bulkheads and stuff like that, or picking through its bulkheads.
To sprint, press and hold the left stick while
Is that a
moving.
warp yourself? Oh. It.
There's the nacelle. There's their deflector dish. And we're gonna scan the debris.
Definitely Federation tech here. What's left of a shuttlecraft's coolant assembly, according to my tricorder.
Might be a crash shuttle nearby. We'll have to take a look. Or let's have a look. Sorry, I did it again.
There's your crashed shuttle. What's left of it, anyway. Look, someone's over there. I think they're hurt.
Let's give him a hand. Some of the dialogue we're going to skip through. Let's see if the fire's going to hurt us. It does. Sometimes the fire is just...
You won't be able to get close enough to revive him while that thing's venting plasma. Those valves should shut down against them.
Sorry, a friend of mine is texting me. Agreed. Okie dokie. Alright, treat injured survivor.
Thank you. We need to move. Those things, they're out there.
Forrest, look out!
There goes the red shirt.
What do they feed these things? Never mind.
I'm gonna set it to vibrate so you guys can't hear it go off. There we go.
I'm Dr. Phineas Grote. You're telling me.
Oops, we gotta get our supply box. So one of the cool things I want to point out right now while we're doing this is that the TOS subfaction, I call it a subfaction because it eventually links back up to the Federation. The TOS faction, it's one of the few remaining that have their own unique tutorial. It's also one of the few remaining that have their own unique missions.
No supplies?
The Jem'Hadar, and
In that crate. We should show the survivors how to shoot them.
the Discovery factions both rely on pre-existing material
These before.
as well as material.
You need to
want me
equip
to
your
shoot
phaser rifle.
this?
To do so, press the Options button and select the Captain option under the Ship and Crew heading. This is your character. Here you can see your... So you can also view your ship.
Okay, as I was saying, we'll have to go talk to her.
Targets are ready, Lieutenant.
I'll just wait until we're done.
Shooting and give them some pointers.
Wow, thanks. That feels a lot better. I get it. That gives me a lot more control.
Okay. More dialogue.
They're right behind me.
Anyway, as a
The Taurians are attacking.
okay, I can't get an alert in edgewise. As I was saying, the tutorial for each faction is unique, but when it comes to the Discovery characters as well as the Deep Space Nine, or rather should I say the Jem'Hadar faction, it's not the full Dominion. You don't have access to the Board or the Founders. You just have access to Jem'Hadar soldiers, and you don't even get alien options. It's just you either take a Jem'Hadar soldier free or you get a paid Jem'Hadar soldier. We'll worry about that later.
We need to get these.
Their missions, their quote-unquote unique missions, aren't unique because eventually, even on the TOS, I'll be able to play those missions. So there are only 4 unique storylines in this game overall that aren't playable by any other species or faction. Number 1, the Federation. Number 2, the Klingons. Number 3, the Romulans. And finally, last but certainly not least, is the TOS faction. Other than that, everyone's missions are playable by anybody else, which is kind of sad, really. I need to go find Ensign Mears and talk to her. I thought there was a 4th person.
Lieutenant, we've helped.
So, anywho,
Shut the doors. They're right behind us.
gotta get this just right. There we go. Because if you're right next to the controller, it's a no-go. Oh, he did message me. I didn't feel the vibration. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Last.
And now we gotta activate the console again. feel it vibrating on my chest. I mean, it was on my chest, but I couldn't feel the vibrations. It didn't vibrate like it was supposed to.
You did it! Lieutenant, it worked! The Taurians ambushed us. I managed to escape, but the others, they've been taken. We've got to do something, and fast!
I was thinking, we can use our tricorders to track residual heat signatures left by the Taurians.
Alrighty. We're off to see the wizard. So, just to reiterate and recap, these missions here, these 6 missions, are exclusive to the TOS agents. There he is. Yeah, I totally missed on that shot. It'll recharge. Okay, let's see if we can get him from here. And it hit us. That's just wizard. There's number 3. See, that's the thing. The physics of this game are completely messed up. Like, you saw that I dodged behind that rock, and still I took the damage. I took the hit. That's true here on this planet, and it's also true on Nimbus 3, which you'll eventually go to at some point in the future. Not only in the 25th century, but in our streams. So,
Lieutenant! We're over here! Help!
and that's another thing I've noticed is that
Thanks for coming back for us, sir. We owe you one. Pretty sure those things were gonna have us for dinner.
not on my watch, is you'll shoot someone and they should immediately die, but it takes them an entire 2 seconds for them to fall. It's just rubbish.
Now isn't the best time for an anthropology lecture, Skial.
Alrighty, so let's head back out. Klingon down.
Looks like they're not in the mood for questions, Lieutenant.
We got their pad.
Hey, is that a Klingon pad? Bring it to me. I have some experience decrypting Klingon data. My little sister's diary was harder to decrypt. Sure, Klingons are good at fighting, but computers aren't exactly their strong suit. And voila! One Klingon pad unlocked and ready for your inspection.
Nice work. The voice actor for this is different from the actor who played Captain Core, because the guy who played Captain Core died 10 years before this game was developed.
Looks like the Kling.
I just wish, overall, that they had more variety. Hold on a second. Yeah, I know I'm getting killed. It's fine. Alright, let's go kill those Klingons now. Shoot him in the back. Dang. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. That's the asthma acting up. Yeah, I know I already took my medication for it, but you can never take enough medication for it. But you can OD on it. When I say you can't take enough, I mean I can't take enough to stop me from coughing. It's still gonna happen. Finally, I shot one in the back.
Show up.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Let me get him a link. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's kill the guys first, since no one will stop shooting at me. Sorry, my friend, he's wanting to watch, and the bad guys are wanting to kill me. Finally. Okay, we're done. For the time being. Okay. Drguy. There I am. Back again. Manage your Google account. Let's see here. Nope. Okay. Go premium. Timed watch. Your channel. Yes. Share. Copy link. Alrighty. Alright. Down the crevasse. Or whatever. Like I know. What am I, a geologist? No, I gave up on geology after in grade 8. Booyah.
We're ready to go when you are. Are you ready to board the shuttle, Lieutenant?
Let's get back. Yay! I miss hearing Leonard Nimoy's voice so much. It says USS Pioneer, but it's not really the USS Pioneer. It's the USS Jamestown, PS. That's just the way it's programmed when you first do this. Okay. Oh, we gotta go talk to Ensign Mears, and talk to Ensign Mears again.
We made it. Never thought I'd be so happy to see a shuttle bay. I admit I had my doubts in the beginning. Didn't think I'd hold it together down there. Every time I heard those things roar. But here I am. Thanks for believing in me.
Alrighty. We're under attack. So those Klingons, if you were there at the beginning, are now finally supposed to be attacking. So now we gotta run across the room, answer the communication.
Uninvited guests, Lieutenant. We've been boarded. The Klingons have breached the hull on the engineering deck and blocked our access. Since I can't send security in, I need you to secure the deck. Start with the engineering lab. We need to bring our plasma relays back online. After that, secure the armory and main engineering.
That's it. We'll handle it, sir. Tarsi, Mears, ready weapons and prepare to repel boarders. I know.
I'm remembering an old Earth adage about leaping from frying pans into fires. Your orders, Lieutenant?
Stay here with Tarsi to help the squad. I'll take care of the rest. Kill the bad guys.
We'll handle these Klingons. Sounds like you're needed in the engineering lab.
There are a lot of glitches in these first few missions that you're gonna see that a lot. You're not gonna do anything. You're gonna sit there and do nothing, because you're programmed to do that. He's gone. Alright, turn around. And here's one of them. Or here's the second one. He's shooting at the NPCs who cannot die.
Down our primary plasma conduits. Get them running fast.
And then we gotta run back over there. Because AI is just wonky sometimes.
Plasma conduits reinitialized. Auxiliary power
Watch out! More Klingons!
You say that now, but you don't really mean it. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, there you did mean it. There you guys are. I've been looking all over for you. You were supposed to run out into the hallway and try to kill the things that can't die. Oh yeah, punch me. That's really productive. I've got a blaster gun. You have hands. Who's gonna win this fight? Me. That's who. It's gonna be me. And I know right where you're hiding at.
Great work. Secure engineering next if you can.
He got quote-unquote vaporized. There's a different animation from when they actually do get vaporized. They disappear into gold. Okay, I'm back in engineering lab. I need to go to main engineering. Okay. Sorry, I thought those were Klingons.
We've cleared the rest of the deck.
I should have known. I wonder if we can go see them around the corner over here. Hold on, let's pull back the curtain, shall we? See the Grand High Wizard of Oz. Almost. Nope. Nope. No. Okay, so they did disappear. Okay, I was gonna say. Ooh, hello. Transporter room. Random ensign number 237. She was a good ensign until she wasn't. Then she became a lieutenant. Alright. That's a female Klingon, by the way. You can tell by the dress, because that's what happens in the 60s. We wear dresses if we're women.
British engineering, please respond. Nice work.
Some missions in Star Trek Online will change based on your career
Okay.
Sensors are back online. Let's see who's out there. I need you on the bridge, Lieutenant.
One second. It's having to respond to those text messages. There's the turbo lift. Okay, where's the turbo? Oh, there it is.
Sir, incoming transmission.
Oh, I have to go to be the one to press the buttons. Glitched out there.
Starship, this is Captain Cole. Surrender if you must, but I'd rather you fight with honor.
Good work, Lieutenant.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
We're now level 3. Yay! Let's upgrade our technology right quick. Phasers. We didn't get any new torpedo launchers. We got a new impulse engine. That's good. Deflectors. Ooh, shield array. Yeah, we definitely need better shields. We got a 24th century warp core that is only capable of warp 5. And a deflector dish. Alrighty. So we're off to a good start, I suppose.
Sensors are picking up Klingon power signatures in 2 near...
Aye, sir.
Up to increase your ship speed. Press down to decrease your ship speed.
Alright, so quickly we're going to go around counterclockwise again, starting with the chat box in the upper left. Let's scan that probe.
Science report.
Use your torpedo to attack enemies who are not shielded.
Okay, so in the bottom left-hand corner is your ship's stats and abilities. Well, your ship's stats, I should say. You've got your weapons, your engines, your shields, and your magical powers. Or as they call it,
Nice work. 1 down, 1 to go. Looks like this...
auxiliary power. Science is you make heavy use of auxiliary power.
10 kilometers of an enemy to attack it.
Yep, that's where we're headed.
Use your phaser beam to weaken shielded targets. Use your torpedo on an enemy when their shield is down. You must be out of combat to answer the hail. The red alert message at the top of your screen will indicate if you are in combat.
And I'm just gonna let her do her thing for right now.
Can you hear us?
We're under attack, blah 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 blah. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, in the bottom left-hand corner are your ship's steps.
Up button to activate and deactivate full impulse.
I don't call it full impulse, I call it boosted impulse. Torpedoes away. Let's hope they hit. And they're dead, Jim. We're under red alert still.
Thanks for the help.
Transferring power. And
Thanks
they'll...
for everything.
Lieutenant, I...
Hold the up button to activate and deactivate full impulse.
Okay. There we go. Now we have a much better idea as to where we go. So, this is the map. Otherwise, you can call it long-range sensors. And yes, we do have a long-range sensor range. Can't tell what that ship is from this point.
Press the circle button to activate high-yield torpedo.
Go
And-
ahead. Decorate my bridge.
Like I said, I'm just going to let them talk for now so you can hear what they have to say. And I'll explain everything once they shut up, if they do shut up. Which they don't.
Intercept course. Lock weapons and fire at will.
So the reason why I don't call it full impulse is because this is full impulse to me. This is boost all power to the engines, which you'll see here in just a second. See how those red X's came online in the bottom left-hand corner? It means we've lost power to those systems. So we're taking power from other subsystems and other systems and putting them into the engines. Now, we can't do that while we're in the middle of combat. It's forbidden. And we'll wait for our next hail to come through before I continue explaining everything you see on your screen here. Because they're going to talk over me.
This is the USS Enterprise. Acknowledge.
Yep, there's Nichelle Nichols as Lieutenant Uhura. Alright, so...
The cub comes to fight beside the wolf, eh? And now you will die with him as well.
Oh, do shut up. You're so pretentious. Okay. So we're going to get within hailing distance. And weapons distance. Okay. So as you may have figured it out by now, those center things are your weapons. The number will change the more you get, but right now we've only got 3. 2 forward and 1 aft. And now they've moved into our aft section.
This isn't over, Kirk. I will avenge myself upon you and your lackey.
Leonard Nimoy will hail us soon.
Thank you for your assistance.
That's all he's gonna say.
Looks like we're done here, people.
Warp us out. And then she's gonna tell us some more stuff here in just a second. And then when she's done, I'll continue explaining the different things. Or we're gonna end up in Earth space dock immediately. I thought we headed into sector space, but I was wrong. We're gonna beam in. So the display will change depending on what map you're on, whether you're in ground or in space. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Cool, cool, cool. Fun, fun, fun. So, yeah. Now we're on the planet, or we're on a planet map. Or a ground map, as it's probably better called. I said planet by mistake. In the upper right-hand corner, that's always pretty much going to be there, except during cutscenes. That are your those are your stats in development. So the number 4 indicates we're level 4. The little gold bar above it indicates what our rank is. So we're ensign, it looks like, maybe a lieutenant junior grade. But we can clock that if we go under the captain. And we are a lieutenant level 4. Let's go talk to some people, because I can't talk to you. If you ever see a yellow ring forming around the mini-map in the upper right-hand corner, that is our experience.
That was some fine work back there, friend. It's not every day one walks away from a call with Klingons. You look familiar, if you don't mind me saying so. Have you met before?
Where is my other inhaler? Yeah, I'm going to be coughing a lot due to the fact I'm going to be talking a lot. Those two things go hand in hand with me. Okay. Hopefully that'll give me a temporary reprieve. So, fun fact, that's James Doohan's son, Chris Doohan, doing his father's character's voice.
Ah, must be my imagination. You meet a lot of folks that make me happy. By the way, I heard you ran into the local wildlife hunters too. Right unfriendly, them, frankly. I won't be forgetting those gigantic spears anytime soon. Look me up sometime. We'll have a drink and share some caveman tales.
The rest of these are recordings of the characters' voices. The only two people who haven't been recorded or don't get featured in this game from the TOS crew is Kirk and Yeoman Rand. Yeoman Rand did not provide her voice, and neither did Majel Barrett. Yeah, so that's 3. And William Shatner didn't provide his voice or contractual obligations.
If you're going into the lion's den, you'll need a medical officer.
So these are just rips from different stuff. You know, audio clips from different episodes. It's better than nothing, trust me.
May the great bird of the galaxy bless your planet.
He's still alive, but they couldn't get him for some reason.
Lieutenant O'Hara of the Starship Enterprise.
10 years ago, she could have done her own voice, too, but they couldn't get her.
We were in Starfleet Academy together.
And he actually does provide his own voice later, but for some reason they just made him, they just did a audio clip for him as well. And let's talk to Ensign Mears. You're going to be hearing a lot of the same voice actors, not those people that we just spoke with, but a lot of the same voice actors over and over again.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
And we're done with her diatribe. I'm not going to have her go through and read all of that. Tick-tock goes the clock. We'll do this next cutscene, and then I guess we'll dip out for the night.
Thanks for coming. I have some good news to share. First off, Fleet promoted me to Admiral. I'll be working with Deep Space Command on several exploration initiatives there. Your ship's going to need a new captain. I've talked it over with Command.
There are 2 of me.
Agreed my recommendation.
You can see the echo.
Congratulations, my friend.
Now you can see the echo even more.
Good hands once I'm away. Don't think you've gotten rid of me, though. I plan on keeping you plenty busy out there.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. Every generation, Starfleet officers hear the call of duty. Hidden dangers lurk in space, and the threat of Klingon attack has made even the most stout-hearted reconsider their choice to travel throughout the stars. A last-ditch effort to find a common ground could end this conflict. But there are many who oppose peace. If the Federation is to be saved from chaos, new officers will need to take up the task of restoring peace. Live long and prosper, Lieutenant. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Now, all of that stuff that you just saw pop up only happens if you're a lifetime member. Since I cannot disable lifetime membership, I am forced to endure with it. So yeah, my character is going to level up just slightly faster than what you guys would be used to if you were just doing a 100% free account. But whenever possible, I'm going to try to go with the free option. Cora. Okay. I was kind of hoping for Cora from Once Upon a Time, but that's neither here nor there.
I have some new orders. I've outlined important
Let's go ahead and explore Earth Space Dock, 23rd century. Now, the cool thing about Earth Space Dock 23rd, other than the aesthetic and the look of it and the design, other than all of that, is the fact that it's really small. When I say cool, I should probably say that's probably, well, it's a good thing. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a good thing because we don't have to run around looking for all of our stuff.
Where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the minimap if you are far away from your objective.
Okay, thanks. So let's complete this last mission. Welcome to Earth Space Dock TOS. There's Icon. He's a random player. Okay, we're gonna talk to the character Taylor. So remember how I said we could change our look later? Well, this is it. This is us changing our look. We're gonna keep these uniforms for now because I want to keep with the TOS aesthetic as much as possible. But I just thought I'd point that out. Bridge officer requisitions. Tells us what kind of bridge officers we can get. Humans. Let's see here. Hey, those white humans do have leadership. You see that thing on the right hand side? That means we can heal ourselves a bit faster. Dorian female officers. Humans. Vulcans. Tolerite. So it's the original 4, quote unquote. Buy our character some weapons. Not that we need that, they're just going to give it to us as we go along. Yeah, we can buy all of those weapons, and eventually we'll be able to, but I'm not going to, because eventually we're going to get rid of them. So they're completely unnecessary to make those purchases now, because either A, bridge officers will always come with weapons attached, or B, you'll get them from doing the missions as we go along. So yeah. Alright, let's go over skills right quick and then we'll log out. Surprised she's not talking. She usually talks for us, or talks for me at least. Let's increase our shield capacity. Our life points. There we go. Change traits. Shran. There are your bridge officer manuals. These are going to be super helpful. I'll explain what they do next time and how to use them and stuff. I was going to try and talk about them, but unfortunately while we were in the middle of combat, as you saw, they were just one long chatty Cathy, would not shut up about anything. Turbo lift that doesn't go anywhere and doesn't work. It's just permanently there for decorative purposes. And here we are in the shipyard. Let's talk to this nice gentleman, see what he's all about. Let's get our free shuttlecraft. The cool thing about the TOS is you get access to all of this TOS technology. Now, as I said before, I cannot use anything from the Zen store, the cash money store, the premium stores, some people would call it. So I can't use the Constitution class, right? And I cannot use the Giorgio variant, nor can I use the prototype light exploration cruiser. I can get the shuttlecraft because that's free for everyone who plays TOS. That's the only way to get it free for TOS. And now, go down to ship, and there it is, the shuttlecraft. Klamata? I guess? Klamath?
I know that being a starship captain is a big responsibility. Stay safe out there.
Okay. Let's go ahead and hear her spiel.
Skills will increase your effectiveness in both space and ground combat. Select any skill to see a full description of the benefits gained by purchasing it.
Okay. So she's going to take over and talk about skills right quick.
Every skill costs 1 point of the same type to purchase. You will earn 1 space point every 1 level and 1 ground point every 5 levels until you reach level 50. Reaching each milestone will unlock additional bonuses or bridge officer training manual recipes. Powerful abilities can be earned by completing an entire space unlock path.
All and she just explained skills to you. So the recipes that she was talking about, well, these are the training manuals, but recipes come at a later time because you have to be in the 25th century and you have to start working on your crafting skill, which won't happen until you're level 11. So by the time you finish the TOS missions, the exclusive ones I showed you earlier, you should be at around level 10 or 11. With that said, let's go ahead and do a quick lap around the shipyard and find out what all these people do. This guy sells you new ships. We have only access to T1 and T6. Nope, not even T6, never mind. So you only have access to T1 while you're in the 23rd century. There is our starting free ship. Ooh, sorry about that. In here are your paid ships. They're also T1 as well. So there's the Drguyks, the Shinjo, which is a legendary ship that costs a lot more money, and the standard Walker variant, which was seen in Discovery. P.S. I think this ship looks better than the actual Discovery, but that's just me. Alright, so there's the Constitution. Normally we could flip this around, but for some reason it's not working. There is Constitution and Constitution Beta, and back and forth, and back and forth, back and forth, and 1 and 2, 1 and 2. But because that's a paid ship, can't use it, not gonna touch it, ain't gonna happen. Alrighty. This dude over here lets you select between ships. If you have the paid ships, you can choose those. It would appear on the left-hand side, but because we're a free ship, we can't do that, or free account. Here you can dress your ship in different outfits. Right now, because we're free to play, we only have one outfit. We can choose only one type of windows and one type of material. We can put different colors on our ship should we desire. I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to save it. There's bright green and some blue, and nothing is showing up. Not really. Let's go with Cassiopeia. Oh, there it is. It's on the deflector dish. Okay. Let's try hull. There we go. So you can see all the different colors and patterns you can put on it. Most people usually don't like to use that because they try to stay as true to the original intent of the ship as possible. But sometimes, just for fun, to mix things up, I put different colors on my ship. Like for Christmas, I'll put on peppermint outfits or color scheme. For Halloween, I put on Halloween colors sometimes. And yeah, it's real fun to just mix and match and make your own color scheme or whatever. Now, unfortunately, each section cannot have a different color. They are bound to these first two colors right here. But you can have a different design. So you can have Aquila here. The neck will be Ares. Deflector pod will be Corvus. And this will be Andromeda, which are the nacelles. And finally, the hull. I wanted it to have that other pattern we had earlier. Yeah. So there's that. Blue, blue, nothing but blue. Looks like that pattern doesn't mention the green at all. And the Orion does have the green in it. So yeah, your all ships are going to only be able to do two colors. And each of the patterns are pretty much similar. Now how they look on each ship is going to be different, obviously. And where those patterns are going to appear are also going to be different. And then finally, we've got our bridges to choose from. See that little gold coin with the green check in it? That means it's a paid item. And as I said before, I can't use the paid items, so the Pioneer Bridge is what it's going to be. But we're not going to change the colors because I'm just going to go be that basic. And ship equipment right here. Torpedo launchers. Phaser arrays. Devices, we'll go over that next time. And finally, consumables. Hold up. We skipped something. Oh, starship equipment. Shield matrices, warp cores. Technically not really a core. It's a warp reactor up until the cores get invented here 10 years after this series takes place, more or less, in the 70s. So there's a secondary type of reactor. The first type of reactor was seen in Enterprise, and it has not made an appearance yet in-game. The closest thing you have is on a Klingon vessel, because their warp cores are on the side. But it's not a warp core, it's just a reactor. It gets too technical after that. Shield arrays, or matrices as I call them. Shield matrix type 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. We're not ranked high enough. Don't waste your money on buying any new equipment. You're going to get free stuff as you play, even in these early missions. They're there only if you want the aesthetic, the look of it. But, you know, the game has already provided us with a impulse engine that is better than what we could see in the buy area that we just came from. And the shield matrix, or the shield array, is better than what we got from that vendor over there. And we'll eventually get a better warp reactor that'll be faster, and a better deflector dish. And then we'll worry about that later. Okie dokie. So, that's pretty much it. Let's see here. I guess I'll go ahead and call it quits. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed with me, give me a like and a thumbs up, and follow me on social media platforms. And I will talk to you guys later. Gotta go back to the characters change screen and choose a different character. As you can see, there are all my other characters right now. I've got 26 slots used out of 27. And Bob is your uncle. Alright, thanks so much for watching.